Hello, Braves Country. It's Coach Ken Anderson, and we are coming to you live today. Of course, some of y'all can stream it later. I got my man Andrew Davidson. We're here to talk Braves. It's actually a road trip preview for us. We're going to do that, Andrew. But how you doing today?
I'm doing well, Ken. Getting ready for a big road trip for the Braves. How are you?
I'm good. We've been telling everybody, and we're not shying away. We've been very busy. The whole group of us is, and so. Um, no excuses, but we're back in and we're trying to jump in here. So we're going to let people join, but we'll kind of get in here. And if y'all got any comments, let us know. Again, if you're streaming us later, we're playing the Minnesota Twins, Andrew. We start a very difficult 7 game road trip to let you know. We play the Twins for 3 with a Wednesday day game. We have to travel to Chicago first to play a makeup game against the White Sox. It's an afternoon game. Then we go to Milwaukee, and waiting us in Milwaukee will be Mizorowski on Friday night. Woo, that's going to be exciting. And play the Brewers on a day game Friday, day game Saturday. So 4 day games without one being a Sunday. That just doesn't happen in baseball. And we finish up by then traveling to Pennsylvania to play the Cooperstown game. It's probably about as difficult of a road trip other than going out west, isn't it, Andrew?
Oh, I completely agree. Going out west is hard, and it's everything that matters to going out west. But even this long Midwest trip's going to be long. You're playing three pretty good teams. One of them is the best team in baseball. You're going to face some good pitching. You're going to face some good offense. It's going to be a tough road trip for the Braves, and I hope they're ready.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. So the Twins are up first. They're the one with the better offense. The more powerful one is the White Sox, but we'll tell you why the Twins' offense is very difficult. But here's how the teams come in. The Braves are 74 and 57 and a half up on the Phillies, 8 games in the loss column. They are 2 behind the Brewers for best record, and they are half a game up on the Dodgers for the third. Those three are going to battle that all year. We'll get to this weekend later on this week. The Brewers will be a huge series for both teams, and then the Braves turn around and play the Dodgers next. So the Braves really have their fate on where they're going to get seated in the next 10 games for sure. The Twins are 60 and 65, and in that terrible American League, they're only a game and a half out of the wild card, Andrew, and 6 back in the division. Twins are a mediocre baseball team, aren't they?
They really are. They have some good players overall: Jeffers, Buxton, Joe Ryan, Taj Bradley, Bailey Ober, etc. But they're in a really bad division, and they are, just like Ken said, a really mediocre team. Their bullpen's okay, their rotation's okay, their lineup is good. They hit a lot of homers, but they're just a mediocre team, and just kind of like the rest of the AL.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, the AL is really Tampa, New York when they get Judge and Bellinger back. New York has the best pitching. Their starting rotation is outstanding. The Yankees. And then it's just kind of a bunch of question marks. White Sox, they are young. Who knows what they're going to do in the postseason? The Houston Astros are mediocre, going to probably win the West. Them or Texas. I mean, it's just if the Yankees or Rays don't come out of the American League, that's going to be shocking. Uh, the good news is we don't have to face Joe Ryan. We've been facing everybody's best pitchers. In this case, we're not. We're only going to get the their second of their best pitchers, and that's Taj Bradley on Wednesday. Here's the pitching matchups, Andrew. Tonight, Martin Perez. We've been on the case since May on Hardcore Braves, and we appreciate our buddies over at 680 The Fan to finally join us. It took them that long to realize that Martin Perez is probably the MVP candidate of the Atlanta Braves. But here on Hardcore, we've had him all year long. He's 8-6 with a 2.96. I mean, he's been a lifesaver. I mean, completely lifesaver. Without Martin Perez, we would probably be where the Phillies are at. I mean, about record wise. So they're going to take on Bailey Ober. Bailey Ober 7-4, 4.64 on the hip coil, which we just released this morning. Me and Ryan talked about it. The interesting thing about Bailey Ober is Bailey Ober throws from the exact same arm slot, exact same almost repertoire as Mike Soroka. I asked him last night as the hitting guru, how about you? You were a good hitter. I think that's an advantage Braves tonight that you're getting to see almost the exact same pitcher coming at you in back-to-back games, don't you?
Oh, I completely agree there. And the only difference between Soroka and Ober is that one is extra tall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Soroka has better stuff. I
He
mean,
does.
he has a better off speed. So tonight is probably going to favor the Braves pitching wise. Tomorrow night, 100% favors the Braves pitching wise. It's the best pitching matchup for the Braves. Tyler Mahle goes. He's 4-9, 4.64, but with the Braves, he's given up one earned run in 12 innings, 16 strikeouts. And Tyler Mahle may be the one that's going to save our season. And we'll see. I know that Nick and Chris on the 680 this morning were debating, ready to jump off the ship. But that's Nick. Nick's always ready to jump off the ship, and Chris is always stand back. As they get Zebby Matthews, and in one word, Zebby Matthews is not very good. He's 6-8, 5.34. But we have said this before on this show and on the other shows. Matthew Liberatore, people like that, we should own them. But this is a pitching matchup that favors the Atlanta Braves for sure.
Oh, I completely agree. And Tyler Mahle has looked really good since coming from the San Francisco Giants. I don't know what Alex saw in him that nobody else did, but I mean, I think we gave him up for a bag of Doritos, and he's been great. But and then Zebby Matthews, we should put 5 to 6 runs on him in the first in maybe 4 to 5 innings. Our hitters better be aggressive to hit his fastball and hit his off speed because he'll leave it up. But game 2, it really favors the Braves, and we ought to be winning that game pretty easily.
If the whole thing favors Atlanta and on Tuesday, so they'll probably beat us 9-1. Game 3 is a afternoon game. Sale's going to go for us 2.16, 12-8. He's in the Cy Young. We'll talk about that in just a second. Taj Bradley goes for them. He has actually been their second best pitcher, consistent pitcher this year, 9-5, 3.98. We've seen Taj a lot. That Bradley a lot between his days. Just somehow he has matched us up in pitch with the Rays and stuff. So, what do you think about that pitching matchup? Again, I think it favors Atlanta.
It certainly favors Atlanta. All 3 pitching matchups, in my opinion, favor Atlanta. Taj Bradley's he's a good young pitcher. If his fastball is working up in the zone, he's going to have us swinging and missing. If he's not having his A stuff, I think our hitters will be ready because they've seen him a lot and we've hit him pretty well. So favor Atlanta in all 3 of these pitching matchups here. It'll be really, like I said, it's a tough road series to begin off in Minnesota. They're fighting for their season, so I expect a couple close games and some tight games for our bullpen.
Here's the question that goes in. We got a couple of questions around the pitching, and we'll approach this also as far as how they're looking at it as well. Chris Sale is going to be in the Cy Young hunt, and I got on a talk with a good friend of mine, Chad Bell, who is a huge Rays guy. And we were talking about on the American League side, and I think, yes, Junior Caminero probably should win the MVP in the American League over Yodon. I'm probably in the minority there, but I think me as a coach, I always think winning does matter, and he's carried the Rays. And I think that Cam Schlittler should win the Cy Young because he's been without Fried and Cole in that process. They've been out this year. It was Cam Schlittler's carried that Yankees team. He really has. But on the National League side, Cy Young, I think there's 3 guys that deserve to be mentioned. If you want to throw somebody else in there, I think it is, of course, Mazeroski, Chris Sale, and I think Chase Burns are the 3 best pitchers in the National League this year. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree on the American League side. I mean, you can make your case for Jordan Alvarez. Um, Bobby Witt's had a great year in Kansas City, but I don't. I mean, Kansas City's been terrible, so I don't think he's got much of a chance. On the National League side, I agree with the first two. Chase Burns is a good three. I could have also maybe add Christopher Sanchez in there or Zach Wheeler. Both of those guys have been really good, but I'm not going to disagree with you on Chase Burns. Um, but I feel like this coming weekend we're going to see Sale in the final finale against the Twins, and then we're going to see Mizorowski. That's going to be a fun little battle to watch as over the last 6 weeks of the season.
Yeah, and I hate it for Braves country, but I'd probably favor Mizorowski because he has just a little bit better stats. Now, look, with 6 weeks to go, Chris Sale may pass him. And if Chris Sale gets his ERA under 2, then I think he's definitely got a chance. Here's what I told, no offense to the Wheeler and Sanchez crew, is there's no way the Braves would even be in contention without Chris Sale this year. Zero. Silch. They have nada. And Jacob Mizorowski, I think, for the Brewers as well. So that's kind of how I look at it. So I'm gonna go that. As far as the MVP in the league, we'll get to the hitting side here. They have an MVP candidate too. The reason why Byron Buxton can't win the MVP is because he can't stay on the field. He is coming back for this series. He did play Sunday. Our MVP candidate is Matt Olson. Yesterday, a huge 3-run home run. That might have been one of the biggest home runs. We're going to get into the road trip. And this series, to me, is the most important series we've played all year. But yesterday, I know you probably exhaled too. That was a big swing by Matt Olson yesterday.
Yeah, it really was. And I got a little nervous when Ronald struck out, and I was like, oh boy, here we go again, because they did not hit well as runners in scoring position the entire series against the Diamondbacks. And when Matt hit that, I was like, all right, let's get to Minnesota. We should win this game. Let's go. Everything's happy, happy flight. Momentum's back on our side. That was a big sigh of relief from our leader and our MVP candidate. How about that?
Yeah, I mean he's carried us. I mean he's been the most consistent of all the players. And as far as hitting with runners from score position, we didn't have any runners on Friday. I think it was Jake who they have locked on Braves. Jake does a great job with them, and Jake posted a thing, the little diagram of the game hitters from Friday, and I agree with him. I've never seen a lesser right side than the Braves had Friday night. Brandon Fall just shoved it right up our rear ends. We had no shot Friday night, and the sad thing is we lost a 2-0 game. I mean, we lost a Chris Sale start, and we said on the recap last night, and we've got to start scoring some runs. And Chris Sale start. I don't know how we got to do it, but as far as the hitters, the reason why the Twins are tough, this is unbelievable. I didn't realize they were this good, really, to be honest with you. Now, they're not great. They're not great, but they're really good. MLB average OPS for a Major League Baseball player has now risen to 716. It should settle in there. That's where it kind of settles in. Hitters started catching up to pitchers, so that's the reason why you keep seeing it right. And they get to 720 for the end of the season. Everybody in the Twins lineup is over league average except for Victor Caratini.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive. I mean,
Yeah.
and they got a couple of guys having phenomenal years. Buxton's one that gets all the credit, 847, but Ryan Jeffers is at 883, Andrew. I mean, he'd have been a nice addition in Atlanta.
What
But
did the Yankees not give up, or what did the Yankees offer for him and that they couldn't get?
I know I don't understand how I don't understand how the Yankees didn't get Jeffers. I guess because the Twins were going for it. Yeah, I agree, Alicia. I mean, it's Chris Sale starts not hitting with Chris Sale is baffling to me. I mean, I don't understand. Look, we're also facing their best pitcher. In this case, we're facing their second best pitcher in Taj Bradley. But the Braves, the problem I had for Friday night, and I got animated on the recap. If anybody's listed, we looked lifeless Friday, and I don't understand that
Yeah,
after a day
we
off.
did.
We were swinging at so many first pitches. Robert Ellis, I don't know if he's even on here on the live show. You brought it up in the recap. This is a problem this team has. And I think they're trying to be aggressive and not get down in the count because they don't really hit the sweeper very well. I understand that. But at some point, the inning that blew my mind was the seventh inning. We're down 1-0. And here's how we went. We went one pitch out, one pitch out. Finally, Ozzie took two pitches, and then, or maybe in the sixth inning, and then Ozzie grounded out. Like we swung, and I've got Money Mike's jersey. Everybody knows he's one of my favorite players. I'm a huge Money fan. His at bats lately have been piss poor at best. I mean, he's swinging at first pitches, so I'm hoping a good flight, leveling that baby before he left, and get up there to Minnesota and have some little deeper counts. And get back into order. But yeah, I mean, their lineup is outstanding. Larnack 788. Cody Clemens has 21 home runs this year. Cody might hit
Jeez.
25 to 30 home runs. That's ridiculous. Royce Ruiz is 746. But here's the guy that scares me the most in Minnesota's lineup. Bell. Bell has always owned us. Nationals, Padres, Twins. I don't want him to have a big hit. So who in the lineup of a team that is over league average in OPS? And what's funny is this is what I'm saying. They don't have nobody great. They're only 13th in baseball overall. That means they have no bench, and also means they're just really consistent. Who in their lineup scares you the most?
Cody Clemens, and since you said he's back, Byron Buxton. Clemens has been great all year, and Buxton is just a superstar. And everybody on Hardcore Braves knows that I'm like Aaron would love Buxton to be on this ball club.
Yeah, I think all Braves country, we know Aaron wants Buxton on this thing.
Yeah.
She stated that many times. So yeah, it's an outstanding lineup. Jeffers scares me the most. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Here's the thing about their home field. I think who knows what I guess it's still called. I'm gonna always call it Target. I'm hoping it's still
I
called
think it's
Target.
still called there. I think
Okay,
it's still
good.
called Target.
Um, it's a home run hitter's ballpark. And the Braves come into the series fourth in baseball with 166 home runs. And amazing, think about this, guys. The Braves went almost a month stretch. What was it, 9 home runs or something like that? It was something unbelievable. I mean, I couldn't believe it. They couldn't hit a home run, and they're still fourth in baseball. The Twins are 15th at 146. Again, it's that lineup is weird. They're good, but they're not great. This is the most mediocre team that we've done all year. Do you agree? I mean, they're kind of like rice pudding. It can
Ugh.
do the job, but it's just not going to excite you, is it?
No, I mean they're super mediocre. I got to comment on that rice pudding thing. Ugh, I am no rice pudding fan, but no, they are super mediocre. We usually hit well at Target Field. The last two times that I remember we've played there, we've hit the ball really well. We hit the ball with authority there, and um, with how Matt and Yaz from the left side have been swinging, Austin and Ronald have swung it well from the right side. Our hitters should hit be using the gaps to their advantage because the way you drive the ball there, and it's hot there, or it's not hot, but it's warm there in Minnesota. You're able to the ball will carry there, and I think we're going to be able to use that to our advantage with our bats, and then our pitchers better be aware because they'll do the same thing to us.
Yeah, the ball carries really well in right field. It's a little bit like the Truist. It really jumps in right field. So hopefully our guys have a middle back. So Chris Birdsall, Chris, you brought up a good point. They are still top 10 with runs would sell on the mound. But here's the deal, Chris. It's feast or famine. They've had 2 games this year where they scored over almost 10 runs or over 10 runs with his starts. So it's either like they score or they don't score at all. And what I want to see is more consistent out of that. So I'll say this here. If we win the first 2, I think we can sweep this series. And I think this is the most important series we've played all year. And I will explain that, and I'll get your thoughts on this, Andrew. We are 4-5 in the last 9 games, arguably against one of the toughest stretch of pitchers we've had all year long. There's nothing shabby about the 9 pitchers we just faced. Freed, Cole, Slittler, Scott, McLean, Thornton, uh,
Fought.
Faw, Rodriguez, Soroka. They're 9 of the better pitchers in the National League. So 4 and 5 is actually pretty good. But here's what we got coming behind this. We're going to go to Chicago, and you know how we play in these going through playing one game things. Everybody remembers last year with the White Sox, we got beat 1-0, got 1 hit.
I was there.
And then it's miserable. Then we go to Milwaukee, and we got Jacob Mizorowski waiting on us. I think that we have to win this series. If we don't win this series, the Phillies are playing better ball. I can see this being a tight divisional race again. And I don't think the Braves fans or the Braves themselves are really wanting that. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I don't think the Braves want that at all. I keep telling people who ask me, are we still worried about the Phillies or not? I had the last couple of weeks I had been saying, no, we're worried about the top 2 spots. Now, going into this road trip, we haven't hit as well. I'm a little bit worried now with the Phillies because they just took care of the Twins and they made it look easy. And I'm hoping that we can do the same because if not, Philly's going to be right on our butt. And that's the last thing when we got 7 out of 10 games against Philadelphia in the beginning of September. That's what we don't need is a tight divisional race.
No, because you're going to wear our bullpen out. And the one thing we know to win the postseason, our bullpen's got to be healthy. This is where the difference in these two teams really are. Braves hit it. They hit it with power. They go through weird streaks. So do the Twins. They're a little bit better hitting. They're a little bit better starting pitching, but the Twins can pitch it. They do all right. They don't do well in the bullpen. They just don't do well in the bullpen. I mean, AJ Minter arguably could be their actual best reliever now. I mean, Gomez he's pretty good. We did both of them on the hip coil, but the Braves should make hay, and that's where they're getting beat up. They get beat up a lot between the 5th and 8th innings. A lot. The Twins lose a lot of games between the 5th and 8th inning when they just can't stop people, and we can do that. Their ERA is 26 in baseball. That means they're almost one of the worst bullpens in baseball. Their WHIP is 28th in baseball. That means they allow tons of runners. The only guy who doesn't allow tons of runners is AJ Minter. Everybody else is like, no offense to Rossiel, but that's the way he's been lately. Every time Rossiel comes in, he puts 2 guys on base. And we have a closer issue. So I'm a little worried about Rossiel, and I can't wait to Suarez come back. We talked about it on the recap. That may be a chance to let him rest for a couple of weeks on the IL. We'll get to that, but we can't afford him this week. Walt's going to have to manage the pen, but that is an advantage to the Braves this series, don't you think?
Oh, I agree there, and I am also concerned about Raciel. We need Suarez back, and think, am I a little crazy to think Didier may be getting a little tired too? Fastball velocity hasn't been as high.
No, this is most innings he pitched. That's the reason why they've been very guarded on him
Yeah.
coming down the stretch. They really need Suarez, and that's the reason why I think they're hinting to AJ Smith-Shawver may have to throw some in the pen. I don't want him to do that. I want him just to start. It'll be interesting what they do in Thursday. I know one of the guys on Twitter, I come across a tweet saying, I guess this means AJ Smith-Shawver is not going to start. I don't think it means anything. When they set the rotation up, I don't think it means anything. I can see AJ Smith-Shawver taking that Thursday game in the White Sox. I think they're going to just play it game by game here. I think they're just going to try to figure out what they can do to try to get through this road trip. I'm very concerned that they're going to wear out this bullpen. We can't have too many more starts like Grant gave us. And Grant, to be honest with you, I went on an event last night. It was unacceptable. His demeanor, I mean, he gives us all shucks. I think he worries too much about staying in the starting rotation. I'd rather him just keep pounding and going after it. It's the difference you'll see in Martin Perez tonight. If Martin's off, he'll keep pitching. Sometimes I don't think Grant does that. That's just my opinion. Um, and of course, that whiplash when they hit the ball is one of the funniest things in baseball. And Grant whips his hair around and the ball's jumping out of the ballpark. All right, so in this series, who has the big start for us this series? Who do you look at and you go, that's a big start for them?
Martin Perez. Um, I'm always I believe Mally's going to keep doing what he's doing, and I got all trust in Sale. This is a big start, another big start for Martin. He's been Mr. Reliable. I don't think he's given up a run in a while, and we need a good 6.5, 7 innings out of him tonight. We got to save our bullpen, and Martin knows what to do. I'm not gonna say what he's got to do. He's got to go ahead and get early and get ahead. But Martin knows what to do. He's going to have the biggest start for us.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, he's got an 18 inning scoreless streak, so probably going to come to an end tonight. The Twins are good enough hitters, but if he can keep them to one run or so, if he keeps a scoreless streak, we're going to win the game. I'm going to say Tyler Mahle. I think all Braves fans are ready to jump on another 54. Wouldn't it be amazing if another 54 takes us to a World Series? It's the soul of Larry wearing Freed's jersey, and he's got a chance to really stamp that because this is a lineup. Remember, they're all over league average in OPS except for Carantini, and Carantini's scary, by the way. He has these little freaky little hits sometimes. If he goes out and shoves on this team, I think Braves fans can start saying, you know what, that might be our number 2 starter. I mean, he can really cement that, so I'll go with him. Uh, Mike just wrote 8 games back and lost come 38 games left in the season. Division will be won in the next 7 games. 100%. I think if the Braves get through these 7 games and go like 4-3, like the Phillies, I think are looking at these 7 games counting on this is where the Braves are going to fall apart. This is the 7-game stretch. Just because of travel concerns, Mike, Major League Baseball teams know how tough it is, and they look in there and go 4 cities in 7 days. This is where the Braves may go 1-6. Boys, if we can go 6-1, we're going to be back 2 games again. Like we're going to be in this thing. And then now we play them 7 games, and now we can pass them. The Phillies are going to be keeping an eye, Mike, on the Braves. This is a huge road trip for the Braves, and I guarantee the Philadelphia is going to be monitoring it where it goes. With that said, bullpen wise, who's going to have to shove in the bullpen? I'll go first. Rossiel's getting tired. Didier's getting tired. I'm going to do a co. It's going to be the 2 lefties. I mean, Dodd and Lee are going to have to shove. I mean, they're going to have to shove. But I'll give you somebody outside of the box. Medeiros may have to have a big thing here, so I'm going to go Medeiros. I think Medeiros is going to have a big spot in this series because they're going to have to start turning somewhere. I don't trust Kenley. And Kenley's going to have to pitch. And we made a case. Kenley's about like Luke Jackson was in 2021. It scared you to death. Remember, Luke Jackson's the one that loaded the bases up, that Matzek has his Braves moment of a lifetime and comes in and strikes out the Dodgers. But who you got in the bullpen?
It's going to have to be Dylan Dodd. I think it's got to be Dodd. And, he's had a fart in the last couple weeks, but that's okay. But we can't have another one of those this week, especially in this series. Dylan Dodd's probably going to be, I think he's going to get asked to pitch twice, and one of them could be a multi-inning sequence. I think it's going to be a really tough trip for our bullpen, and hopefully our starting pitchers. I like the 3 starting pitchers that we have going, knowing all 3 of them can manage a game and get deep in a game and lower their pitch count.
That's the key to this series. Kerr's probably going to have to throw this series too, by the way. Hopefully Ray will throw strikes. If Ray throws strikes, he can pitch. The problem is he doesn't throw strikes. I think the whole key is those 3 starters on that plane going up there, and most likely maybe Martin already flew up there. Sometimes they do that. But those 3 starters on that flight had to say, it's on us. It's this series is completely on us, and I am so grateful that it's Martin Perez taking the ball in game one, Tyler Molly taking the ball in game two, and Chris Sale taking the ball in game three, because I could see them. I'm going to do this here, plus or minus how many innings you think those starters are going to get. I'll give you the Vegas odds. 18 and a half. Are they going to be over 18 and a half innings or under 18 and a half innings as those three starters go in these three games?
I'm gonna go over.
Me too.
That's a good line. That really is a good line. If Martin keeps going the way he's doing, Martin can go 7, 8. Mally's been going 7. Sale, of course, minimum 7. Sale has got to go a minimum 7 innings on Wednesday night, and I mean that in the worst way. A minimum 7 innings.
I tell you what, I think it's going to be over too. I think those three pitchers, though, yeah, Mike says over too. I think those three starters are fixing to shove. I think they know this whole season for them and making sure this bullpen gets rested. And if this offense will hit these two first guys and have easy leads, Brent Suter can go in and pitch a game. Medeiros can go in and finish a game. And I think all three of them are going to go into the seventh inning. I expect all three to absolutely shove. I love having these three veteran pitchers pitch in this series in Minnesota. And that's the reason why I kind of like if they'll tinker, and I think it'll probably end up being Grant on Wednesday. And maybe Grant will be pissed. Grant pitches better pissed with a chip on his shoulder.
He
So
does.
maybe he'll go to the White Sox and throw. But if AJ Smith-Shawver goes, then maybe they'll let AJ go Friday because Bryce has a knee issue and he may have to go on the IL. And that'd be a fun game, wouldn't it? Friday night, AJ Smith-Shawver against Jacob Mizorowski.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be.
That would be really fun for AJ because comes back for his second start and he's got to face the Miz. It's kind of like who started for us and started against
Mark,
Skeen.
those Skeens. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know Martine's one that shoved.
Hurston.
Hurston. Martine's one that shoved on Mizorowski the first time we faced Mizorowski.
Yeah, but I just Walter versus Skeens in that matchup. That's where I'm kind of thinking if they were to push AJ to Friday against Mizorowski, that concerns me a little bit just because of just being over pumped. That's why I may go AJ against the White Sox, but I actually like AJ against Milwaukee better than I do Chicago.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. What's up, Grayson? You're 100% right. Matt Olson owns Bailey over. I mean, I expect Matt Olson. This is a chance. Matt has, is it 36 home runs? I think
36.
36 home
I
runs.
forget 36.
Matt has a chance to get to 40 in one series. The ball really jumps in at target field and right field, and wouldn't that be impressive? If I think he's getting to 50. Ryan was kind of like 40, and now he's like maybe. I said I think he's getting to 50. Like I think he's got stretches in here. He's going to hit. When I've seen Matt my whole life. He gets in these little streets, and he's going to hit a home run about every second game. There's 38 games. Mike pointing out 38 games left. Hits one every third game. That's 48 homers, 49 homers. I think he's getting to 50 home runs, which is phenomenal.
If he continues at his pace, he will get 52.
Yeah,
That's my pick.
Grayson went 2-2 with a home run again. So we'll see how it goes. As far as who needs to hit, who's the pick to click to hit this series?
Is Zebby Matthews a lefty or a righty? I forget.
Zebby's right. We get all three righties this series.
Hot take. We're going Mike Yastrzemski. Yaz has been swinging the bat really well. He did have some good swings against Arizona. Just kind of had some hard outs. But, I went back to look at his numbers against the Twins last year when he was with Kansas City. He had good numbers against Minnesota last year. So I think Mike's going to have a big series for us. Of course, I want to go my usual Matt Olson, but I'm going to go Yaz.
No, Yes is really good against the Twins. Alicia's right. Yeah, I agree, Alicia. I think somebody in the national media needs to jump on Matt Olson for MVP. I mean, nothing against Shohei, nothing against PCA. That's probably the discussion, and they both are really there. I can tell you right now, if PCA is not with the Cubs and Matt Olson's not with the Braves, those two teams probably ain't making the playoffs. Shohei Ohtani's not with the Dodgers; they're probably still squeezing in the playoffs. So, though it was funny they were booing Kyle Tucker yesterday, Dodgers fans. That's hilarious, by the way.
That is
Uh,
hilarious. I love it.
I think that yeah, definitely that Yaz can have a monster series. Um, I on the recap, I took this guy. It's time for this guy to hit a home run. I'm gonna take Drake Baldwin. Drake has a homerun streak as 20 games. I think Drake's gonna snap that. And I think Drake's going to have a monster series. He lines up well against these pitchers because none of them have that great sweeper that's really giving Drake problems right now. Like he's going to get changeup, slider, fastball, and I don't think you can get Drake Baldwin out like that. And I think Drake's going to have a monster series. Um, Grayson wants to know odds that Ha-Seong Kim plays in this series. I'll be highly disappointed if he plays one pitch in this series. This is just to get somebody off their feet. It's a right-handed pitcher on the mound, so Jarvis should get all three starts. To be honest with you, if they want to put Dubon out there, that's fine too. I don't want Ha-Seong Kim at all. I just not a left-hander on the mound. Um, so Jarvis or Dubon should be the starting shortstop, in my opinion. Um, he says Ozzy's due for a home run. Andrew, Ozzy's due to just hit the ball.
Yeah,
Five
yeah.
five
Ozzy,
eighty five
Ozzy's
eighty six OPS in his last 40 games.
yeah. Yeah, he's due. He is due to have. We need him to break out like he did in the first month and a half of the year. We also need Michael to break out too. The three
Michael,
guys we've counted on, besides Matt, the entire year, are all in a little bit of a slump. Drake, Michael, and Ozzy. All three of them have got to start getting to going because Ronald, Matt, and Austin and Yaz have swung the bat well. We need those three guys anywhere from 2 to 6 in the lineup have got to get going.
I agree. Michael's his biggest thing. He's got to be more selective on the first pitch. He's hitting a lot of balls below the zone on the first pitch. He's swinging a lot of balls. They're getting him out by throwing it right. He loves that pitch, by the way. He hits a lot of home runs off of it, so I understand. But I think when he's off, I think he needs to take that pitch, and I think he will. I think he's going to bounce out. Um,
Grayson, let me hold on, Ken. Let me get to this comment.
yeah,
Give y'all's lineup if you could make it. If I could make my lineup, and this is going to be my lineup for game one in the postseason. I'm not telling it right now. My game one lineup is Drake at DH, Ronald and right field, Matt in first, uh, Michael at center, uh, Ozzy, Yaz, Riley, Dubon, Sean Murphy. And we'll move Dubon a little bit up, a little bit, couple places earlier, and then have Riley and Yaz and Murphy kind of split right the 7 through 9 right there.
it's interesting. You're talking postseason. I got a little thing. I wonder if Walt's going to try to do this. I think for 100%, I think Drake's going to DH in the postseason. I think he'll DH and Sean's going to catch. So I'll go, depending on, I do like the fact that he's flipping Ronnie and Drake. So whoever's on the mound, left-hander, right-hander, I think he will do that kind of thing with them. So 1-2 is that. Matt's definitely going to hit third. Michael will hit fourth against lefties. Ozzy will hit fourth against, uh, against righties. Ozzy will hit fourth. They'll flip in that 4-5. I think Austin's going to eventually hit six. I
Yeah.
think Austin's going to eventually hit six. Austin can jump on pitches. He'll hit six. I think the left field platoon will hit seventh. I think Sean's going to hit eighth, and I think Mauricio's going to bat ninth. And the reason I think Mauricio's going to bat ninth is to clean up anything that Sean leads on the base pass because Mauricio, and that's not knocking at Sean. I mean,
Yeah, no.
Sean's in there for defense, but Mauricio is a great 2-out runner on base, and he gets those big clutch hits. And I think in the postseason that will be huge. If you ever look in all the great postseason games, there's always that unknown. One of those happened to be a guy named Aaron Boone, who hit one of the biggest home runs in Yankee history. Off the foul pole, beat the Red Sox. And that's the reason why they still don't fire him as a manager in New York. He's
Yeah.
beloved. That'd be like the Braves trying to fire Tyler Matzek. I mean, once you've done something like that, you're loved. I like Dubon hitting down there in the 9 hole in front of Drake because now you got him on base also. Uh,
And you bring up a good point because I'm all for giving up Sean's bat for his glove. Everybody knows I'm very big on Sean Murphy's glove, and as you guys can watch and see, um, Sean Murphy is elite with our pitching staff. And Drake, that's not a knock against Drake. Drake's great back there, but he needs to get better. And Sean Murphy is the perfect person for him to learn.
Chris always makes me laugh. I think this, Chris, I think that he's swinging from the hills will be a big in the postseason. You watch, he'll hit a big home run in the postseason. He may go 1 for 19, but he may hit a big home run. I don't mind him swinging from the hills in the postseason because it's going to be power on power, and a lot of times that's how you hit home runs. So with that said, let's get prediction time in. Y'all can drop them in the thing. Tough 3-game series. I think it's the most important series. What are your predictions? Again, 3 games. How are we going to do this series?
Well, as we discussed earlier in the show, that each 3 of the pitching matchups favor the Braves. The bullpen favors the Braves. The lineup favors the Braves, even though the lineup's closer than you really think. I think the Braves will take 2 out of 3 in Minnesota, and one of Martin or Malley will go super deep, and then Chris Sale in the day game will be tough to hit for Minnesota's lineup.
I like it. I love our 3 starters. Mike says 2 out of 3. Uh, Chris keeps making me laugh. 2 out of 3. I think these 3 starters are going to absolutely shove. And I think that the offense is going to absolutely roll in the first 2 games. And I think we're going to be the death knell for the Minnesota Twins. I think we're going to put them to bed. I think we're going to sweep them. I called for a Marlins sweep and y'all killed me, and we swept them. So hopefully I'm right. I did say 3 out of 4 against the Nats. I did say we were going to lose 2 out of 3 to the Yankees. We did. I did say we were going to win 2 out of 3 against the Mets. I did miss on the Diamondbacks, and
Everyone missed on the Diamondbacks.
we should have won Friday. We should have won the game Friday. Chris says
It's
2
my
out of
fault.
3. Mike says 2 out of 3. Uh, you know, but I'm going to go sweep. I think Braves Country is going to feel real good. And then maybe Thursday they're going to be so mad because they're going to go to Chicago, maybe lose a game after sweeping the Twins. But I think the Braves realize how big of a series this is.
Yeah,
I think Walt is going to play this like a postseason because I don't think he's wanting to put that much pressure playing the Brewers. If he takes care of business this series and wins these 3 games, then he can go into Milwaukee just wanting 1 game. I know we'd love to catch the Brewers. I get it. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to win the division and try to get into the playoffs, and then we'll see where September leads us. The Brewers going into Dodger Stadium and winning like that pretty much sets them up to really be difficult. Remember, we're 2-1 against the Brewers. So if we go 1-2 against the Brewers in Milwaukee, we'll split 3-3. And the next breaker is against the interleague. And so because of that, the big 3 games against, I just am telling you guys, these 3 games against the Twin are huge. And I expect the Braves to sweep the Twins. And I'm excited about that. I'm pumped. I think, and I'm excited about tonight's game. All right, so we're going to get on off here. Unless y'all got any questions you want us to answer real quick. I do expect I do expect Robert Suarez. Nobody's asked us in here, but I expect Robert Suarez to be back by the Rays series, the home series against the Rays.
What is
That's
that, right around
September.
Labor Day?
Yeah, right after Labor Day. He threw from 60 feet. His old pitching coach, Chris, has been around him too. Chris, he's at 60 feet. He's probably about 2 to 3 weeks out. He's a relief pitcher, so we don't have to get his pitch count up to 65, 70. We're looking to get him at 30 and be able to throw back-to-back days. I think that'll happen. And I know the Braves don't want to rush him, but I would expect him to come around the Rays series. I talked to Gavin Height. He thinks the same thing, just talking to him. And if I think Raciel has arm fatigue. I expect him to maybe do an IL stint to get him rested for the playoffs. You could do 15 days right there. You could bring him back for the last two series against the Reds and the Marlins to let him get ready for the postseason. Alicia says, did y'all talk about AJ Smith? Yes. We think he may come back here this week, Alicia. There's a chance Bryce may have to go on the IL with his knee. They'll know really quick when they get to Minnesota because flying on the plane, you got knee inflammation. You'll let them know today some point. So we'll see what happens there. AJ Smith-Shawver is going to have a chance to be one of the three pitchers in the postseason, isn't he, Andrew? He's going to be in the mix. It's going to be Sale game one, and then Molly, Perez, Elder, Shawver are going to be the other part of the rotation. Grant Holmes is 100% going to the bullpen in the postseason, isn't he, Andrew?
Oh, 100%. And I can't stand his attitude when he's trying to getting taken off the mound. That's who you are, Grant. You are a pitcher who will pitch 4 or 5 innings and you'll give up 3 or 4 runs. That's who you are. And once you get around 70 pitches, you're done. But for postseason, if you're going to be on this roster, Grant, you will not be on the starting rotation.
No, unless they just do a piggyback game.
Correct.
With somebody. That's it. I think he'll pitch great in the postseason. I think he'll be in Braves lore if we win the world championship because he'll have big moments. I think he's absolute bulldog. And to let you know, postseason strips went out today, Andrew. Coach bought his postseason strips today.
There you go.
So it's an exciting time in Braves country. Postseason strips are out. They're going through all of us season ticket holders. So if you're looking to get postseason tickets, they will go fast. They're going to probably announce them here. We have until September the 13th. So September the 13th is when the season ticket holders have a chance to buy their season tickets. So soon after that, they're going to be putting them on sale to the public. So be ready. So start saving up the pennies or whatever you got to do. Get that credit card balance down, whatever you have to do, because the Braves are going to be in the postseason, and it's going to be exciting. And Hardcore Braves will be there. And we're thinking about doing some live telecast from there. So that'll be fun. All right, so we're going to get out of here. Appreciate all y'all who jumped in here. And again, we'll share it so everybody can stream later. You got any final thought, Andrew, before we get out of here?
Biggest series to date right now. I know if you're watching this and you hear that and you're like, what? Go back and listen to what Ken said. This is the most important series to date. And Atlanta really needs to go win this series, because if you win this series, especially if you sweep like Ken wants, you can be okay to lose Thursday in Chicago and then take one in Milwaukee, and that's a good road trip. I said the West Coast trip earlier in the year will be the toughest. This might be even tougher now.
So, I mean, you go 4-3 on this road trip. It'll be a good trip. So we'll get out of here. Love you, Braves country, and as always, peace.
You know what, boys? You guys are going to be world champions for the rest of your life.